It feels rewarding to drop a generous pinch of food into your aquarium and watch the water immediately erupt with activity. The fish rush to the surface, they eat eagerly, and it's easy to believe you're taking excellent care of them. But those energetic reactions are deceiving. Fish are evolutionarily opportunistic eaters. In the wild, food is scarce, and they never know when they might find their next meal. Their biology drives them to aggressively consume food whenever it appears, regardless of whether they are actually hungry. This deep-seated foraging instinct tricks many aquarium owners. Because the fish always act ravenous when you approach the glass, it feels natural to keep sprinkling in just a little bit more food throughout the day. That extra handful of food poisons the water long before it affects the physical weight of the fish. The destruction of the aquarium ecosystem begins the exact moment the fish stop eating. Watch what happens to the food that goes untouched. A single flake drifts past the feeding frenzy and settles on the gravel. At the bottom of the tank, it immediately begins to physically decay. As naturally occurring bacteria begin to break down this rotting organic matter, they release ammonia directly into the water. Ammonia is a toxic chemical compound that, even in small amounts, burns a fish's gills and damages their internal organs. Beneficial filter bacteria absorb ammonia and convert it into nitrite. Then they process it one more time, converting nitrite into harmless nitrate. But with overfeeding, the sheer volume of waste generates ammonia faster than bacteria can reproduce. Defenses break down, and ammonia pools. The water may still look clean, but it is no longer safe. The aquarium is trapped in a closed loop, suffering from acute chemical toxicity. Soon, that invisible chemical spike produces noticeable physical symptoms. The first sign is often a sudden cloudiness in the water. As excess nutrients spread, bacteria multiply, creating a dense, milky haze. Then comes the algae. The heavy concentrations of nitrate released act as a liquid fertilizer. Thick green patches quickly begin to cover the glass, the decorative rocks, and the live plants. While the algae spreads, a mechanical failure occurs beneath the surface. The massive bacterial effort required to break down all that excess food actively consumes oxygen, stripping it directly out of the water. You will see the physical toll of this environment reflected in the fish. They become sluggish, hovering in place. Their stomachs swell from poor digestion, producing long, stringy waste. As the oxygen levels drop, the fish move toward the highest concentration of air. They cluster near the surface, gasping rapidly. Aquarium owners looking at a tank in this condition often assume their fish have caught a disease. They buy medications and isolate the fish, missing the fact that the environment itself has become toxic. Restoring the tank starts with a specific realization. Adding food is a direct chemical injection into a delicate microecosystem. This visual timer illustrates a highly effective fix, the 2-minute rule. When you feed your fish, watch closely. They should consume every piece of food within 120 seconds. Anything left sinking after that timer expires is excess waste and must be removed. You can also introduce one fasting day per week. Skipping a meal mimics the natural scarcity of the wild and gives your tank's biological filter a 24-hour window to catch up on processing waste. If your tank is already showing signs of toxicity, you need to physically intervene. Start by performing a 20 to 30% partial water change. This immediately dilutes the concentration of ammonia and restores safe oxygen levels. While draining that water, use a siphon to vacuum the gravel substrate. This pulls out the trapped, rotting food from the bottom of the tank before the bacteria can break it down further. Finally, check your physical filtration system. Make sure the water is flowing smoothly over the filter media, as this oxygen-rich current is what keeps your colony of beneficial bacteria working. Once you stop overloading the water with nutrients, the algae starves, the water clears, and the fish regain their energy. Practicing restraint with the food container leads to a stable, safe, and thriving ecosystem.